Everybody's worst nightmare is leaving their inheritance to a now ex, son or daughter-in-law. So there are things to put in place, and I actually commonly do it in my trusts. And so without going into too much detail, you can leave assets to your children in trust instead of outright, which basically tends to work the same way. They still have access to all of the funds, but it keeps it in a separate protected account. That way, as long as those funds are in that account, if they divorce in the future, it's not considered community property, it's separate property, so the spouse can't get a hold of it. If someone gets in a car accident and sues them, that money can be protected from them, so they can go after their personal assets, but not any assets in that trust fund for them. So there are ways to do that to make sure that that doesn't happen. Obviously, there can be ways around that, and sometimes people find them, but ultimately, if you can set up your estate plan to account for that and you can communicate that to your children, it's a really, really good way of protecting assets and making sure that it's passed on, not just protecting it from, creditors or future divorcing spouses, but also making sure that it passes on the way that your estate plan says, so that if your children don't ever set up their own estate plan, yours will dictate, okay, well, this goes to their kids or this goes to my other children. And so you've got all those backups in place to protect it as well in terms of where it's going to go.